everyone, it's Deneen and welcome to my fourth project using the Allie Edwards Designs Go Scrapbook Kit. Here is my original sketch. You can find all of these sketches in a PDF on Allie's blog if you're interested. I already cut up some of my papers, so these are all 12 by 12 papers from the kit, and I have sized them down to 7 by 8 1/4. So we have the topo one, and this one has the little carrots on it. And here's the arrow circles paper. This is only a half a sheet, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to make a pocket. And then I created another piece with the digital word art that says outside. So those are my foundations. Here's my journaling already typed up on a 4x6 card. I also pulled out these little story cards from the Now Story Kit. Right now smells like, right now sounds like, right now looks like. I have some older chipboard alphas that I'm going to be using in this spread, and then my photos. And my photos are done using a digital template that I created to have just the top corners of the squares rounded. So you will see here that I'm going to be using a 2 by 2 inch passport punch to punch out each one of these photos with a little bit of a white edge around them. Again, that's optional. I like to do that. There's a template below that I shared with you that has the squares sized to be a little less than 2 by 2 inches. You could always resize those into 2 by 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and round off all of the upper corners with the corner rounding tool, as well as the right now story cards. And I wanted all of them to kind of match together, right? Bottoms are regular corners and the tops are rounded corners. I then go ahead and trim off the excess from the little story cards. The blue paper is going to be the foundation for my first page, adhering on the word art paper on the bottom. And then my second page is the peach paper, and I am going to make a pocket out of that. So let's get the photos down first. I'm going to alternate photo with story card across the top here. 3 photos on this page with 3 story cards, and I will go ahead and adhere them down, kind of just eyeballing them so that they kind of look like they're lined up well. Every once in a while I'll pull out my ruler and I will try to center everything, and then when I'm not in the mood I just go ahead and eyeball everything. Once I get all of these down, I will move on to the next page where I will put down the pocket temporarily on there so I can see how much room I have for my photos. And as you can see, my pocket ended up being a little large, so I'll have to trim a little bit of that off, which is not a problem as long as my little journaling card fits inside of there. I should be all good. So you see that I go ahead and do the same concept here, alternating the story cards with the photos. And then with my pocket, I will go ahead and make some adjustments to that paper so that it fits on there better, and making sure that my journaling fits inside. I'm also going to go ahead and cut out some holes. And I just wanted to cut a couple of these little circles out. I realized that I could use my hole punch for the ones closest to the edge. And then I pull out my Creative Memory Circle tool to cut out one of them that is not so close to the edge. My goal is to have the words sticking out of the holes. I like that look. I think it's pretty cool. I will use a really thin score tape in order to tape down 3 sides of this pocket. This is like 1/4 of an inch score tape. And I will get that pocket down on 3 sides with the top being opened. And I'll do some trimming just to make sure nothing's hanging off the edge. Repunch the holes, and then fit my card inside. And I decide I want to cut out one more hole in order to put a tab there so that the reader can pull out the card. Now, one thing that did happen here while I was doing this was I was not happy with the way that card fit inside of that pocket. So I'm kind of fiddling here, thinking of some other ways to embellish when I just decide that I need to go ahead and redo that card because I'm not happy with how it looks sticking through those holes. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and put the G and the O over the word outside. And then here you're going to see that I changed my card. If you look here, you can see it doesn't look right. There's kind of like space there. Thank goodness for the digital elements. I was able to reprint my card in a size that fit in that pocket a little bit better. And when I put it in, all three of those holes that I punched have words showing through them, which was my goal. So that original card can go. Then I'm going to get myself a little sticker tab because the reader obviously sees there's words underneath there, and now we want them to be able to pull them out to actually read the words that are underneath there. The other thing I wanted to take a moment to show you is this foam sheet that I used to re-adhere my photos. When I originally finished and looked at them, they felt very flat, and I thought, they need some dimension. So instead of using the foam squares that I always use, I had purchased some of these sheets. I think they're 5x7, they're on Amazon, and they're great for adding some dimension. So I did re-adhere the photos so that they would have that dimension. So the other thing I wanted to show you is this awesome stamp set that I got from the Ali Edwards Design website. It's still available. It is called What Today Looked Like, and the phrases available on this stamp are just awesome. Some of them are in Ali's handwriting, others of them are in her printing, but there's just so many different and versatile phrases on this particular stamp set that I had to take a moment just to point it out to you because it's something that I use a lot of. And in this case, you're going to see me use the phrase, today was awesome. So I want to put that around the outside of the G. So I will take my clear acrylic block and I will put it over the G, and then I will just kind of round that stamp so that it fits nicely around the outside of the G. I will use some StazOn ink on top of a glass mat so that I have a surface that's not soft. I wanted to also add some other embellishments, and you'll see me here going through several circles, different phrases. I kind of just felt like there needed to be a little bit more of a pop of black because the colors are so muted on this spread. So I did pick out 3 embellishments that were black or white, right? And then I used the foam adhesive to once again put them down. And so that made it kind of like a little bit of a visual triangle there, right? You follow from the enjoy this over to the adventures. I'll put my date stamp of when it really occurred on the journaling card, and then the date that I created the spread on the page. And here is my finished spread. And I definitely think that adding the foam to the back of the photos made a difference. At least in my eyes it did. I can see when I look at it that they are a little bit up off the page. I like that a lot. I can also see that my circle embellishments are up off the page as well. When the reader goes ahead, they can pull out the little card using the tab. And again, I went ahead and retyped that card so that the words would show through, and the tab as well as the holes signal to the reader or the viewer that, hey, look, there's more to this than meets the eye. And then once they do pull that out, they'll be able to go ahead and read that journaling. So, thank you once again for following along with me. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Remember, there is a template below that you can use if you'd like to cut your photos out with this particular shape. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have an awesome day.